Okay, let me give you a little bit of an introduction here. So what I'm going to be doing over the next year is I'm going to be studying Portuguese with this program. I'm going to show it with you in a moment. Before we even begin, I'll also show you where we are at the map. So I'm in Taipa Village as I film this. I put this in the backdrop. So anyways, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to try to improve my Portuguese over a year, and I'm going to be using this program, and I'm going to be telling you about it and showing you the program, and we'll see how much progress I can make in a year, starting right now. Olá, meus amigos. Eu encontrar fala mais português este ano in 2025. And I'm going to be using this program. And I'm going to be doing an update. I'm going to try to do something. I'm going to upload something maybe once a month for the next 12 months. That's going to be the goal using this YourTeacher.AI program. So let me just kind of show it how it works, and you can kind of see my weaknesses as well. Then you can see I'm going to try to hold myself accountable through your eyes and see how well I can do over the next year. So let me just throw that into Portuguese. I'm going to say it in Portuguese and then it's going to correct me. So este año 2025 en próximo año eu experimentar fala mais português contigo, com este programa, YourTeacher.AI, porque eu quero improvar meu português muito, espero muito. So, okay, let's just see what it says, okay? So I'm going to show you how this program works, and then you can see that, one of my problems is like constructing grammatically correct sentences is kind of a mess, and you can also see a lot of my pronunciation is a mess. So this is what the program's going to say. And I'm going to...
Em português você diria, neste ano, 2025, no próximo ano, quero experimentar e falar mais português com você, com este programa, seu
so you get the
professor
idea. So I'm going to, I have it all in Portuguese, but I can also look at it in English as well. So it just says that in Portuguese, you would say this year, 2025. So already I messed up, right? I should have said neste ano. And I'm already messing it up because I don't think I'm saying neste, right? So I can click on this.
Neste,
in this. So in this year, neste ano. And I didn't know how to say 2025, so I can
2025.
2025. I was already kind of playing around with AI, and I found out I had to say 2025. I also was trying 1997 and 1996. So okay, neste ano 2025. No próximo ano, quero experimentar e falar mais português com você, com este programa. Seu professor. So let me just see. I know I'm saying that wrong. Professor. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background about myself as well. So many, many years ago in the 1990s, década de 90, I was practicing that earlier. The 1990s, década de 90, 1990s, I was living in Brazil. So I was living in Brazil for 6 months. So I picked up a little bit of Brazilian Portuguese. And actually when I was in Brazil, there was zero English. So I had to use it for everything. Donde está o baño? Baño de casa. Usually in Brazil, it's a banheiro. So I was always like, okay, sorry, I'm already making my second mistake. I said donde, which is a Spanish word. So let me get into that one now. So I was in Brazil for 6 months. I learned Portuguese. Onde está o baño? Banheiro. And then later I went to Spanish-speaking countries. So then I started learning donde está el baño. So I'm already confusing it already. So that's actually one of my big mistakes is I'm in Macau, which speaks Portuguese. I'm throwing out Portuguese from Brazil. So sometimes I would say the word like, cidade, Bahia. In Portugal, it should be like cidade. little bit different, and I might even be saying that in a Spanish way. Spanish would be ciudad. But in Brazil, it'd be cidade. So you can see where I get kind of confused. So I'll try to throw out the Portuguese, cidade, Brazilian, ciudad, Spanish, cidade, something like that in Portugal. So I'm actually going to show you some other stuff I can do. So let me just see. I want to skip this, and I'm going to just ask it about cidade now. How do you say city in Portuguese? So I can also say it in English. So the first one I was trying my Portuguese, and it would tell me the correct way to say it. The second one is telling me
A palavra city em português é cidade. Se precisar de mais vocabulário ou ajuda, é só avisar.
Okay.
Cidade.
Cidade. So I'm already saying it wrong, right? Cidade. So I was saying cidade and ciudad, but it's cidade.
Cidade.
So anyways, so my goal here is that with this program, I'm going to be able to help my pronunciation in particular, because I mess up the pronunciation badly. I'm also learning a lot too. I'll just show you another word here. There's a word vocabulary. And usually if I was to try to say it in Portuguese, I would say like vocabulario or something like that. But it'll tell me how to say it properly.
Vocabulário.
Vocabulario. I know I'm still saying it wrong, but vocab.
Vocabulário.
Vocabulario. Vocabulario. So vocabulario is very different than vocabulario, right? So anyways, this is really helping me a lot. And so I'm hoping that what'll happen is I'll just keep working on it over the next 12 months. And if I can stick with my plan, I can just keep working with this program. I paid for 1 year for this. It's a little bit expensive, but I think it's going to be worth it. And so I hope that I can show you where I'm at once a month. So maybe around February 1, March 1. This is going to be the late December one. But it's going to be the one before I start the whole program. So anyways, let me also just kind of show you a little bit more about how this works. So let me see. I can ask it almost any crazy thing I want. I can say it in English too, right? So let me just try one. I want to say this in Portuguese. I was on a bus and there was some crazy person who had a bottle and he broke it and he started pointing it at me and then he just ran off the bus. I was so thankful that he left. How do I say that in Portuguese? So that's some pretty crazy vocabulary right there. And if I was to try to communicate that in Portuguese, I'd be like, eu está on a bus e eu vir pessoa louco e este homem
Eu estava
tem garrafa e este homem pointar para mim. I sentir muito nervoso. But, meu Deus, ele fui no autobus. So I might say something like that, right? But this is going to tell me how to say it the correct way.
Você diria, eu estava no ônibus e havia uma pessoa louca que tinha uma garrafa, quebrou-a e começou a apontar para mim. Depois, ele saiu correndo do ônibus.
Okay,
Fiquei muito aliviado.
So I'm going to stop it. So you can already see that I've made some mistakes. Eu estava. So I always mess up my verb tenses. So I'm hopefully with this program, I can kind of get to practice it more. Estava. So he was, right? So I think I said ele. I sometimes I'll just throw out any kind of thing. So eu estava no omnibus e havia. So another one that I didn't do properly. Havia uma pessoa louca. Oh, louca. So I would have used the Spanish word loco. So I didn't even know there was a louca. Pessoa louca que tinha uma garrafa. Garrafa. Quebrou. How do I say that one?
Quebrou.
Quebrou. Quebrou. Quebrou. Quebrou. Começou. Começou.
Começou.
Começou a apontar. A lot of vocabulary.
Apontar.
Apontar para mim. Apontar para mim. So, let me just try to act this out a little bit. Eu estava no ônibus e havia uma pessoa louca que tinha uma garrafa. Quebrou e começa a apontar para mim. I know I'm making a lot of mispronunciations, but I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna, work through that. Depois ela saiu correndo no omnibus. So I guess he quickly left the bus. Let me see. Saiu. Saiu.
Correndo.
Saiu correndo. Okay. Depois ele saiu correndo do autobus. Fiquei. So I was left. Okay. Fiquei muito. I never seen this word before. Aliviado.
Aliviado.
Okay. Okay. Relieved. It means relieved. Aliviado.
Aliviado.
Aliviado. Que él fue embora. So, okay. Lots of new vocabulary in here for me. So anyways, I won't have you endure me slowly trying to learn it, but you can see I have a lot of vocabulary to learn. I have a lot of pronunciation to learn. I have a lot of grammar to learn. And I do have a little bit of background because I was in Brazil over 20 years ago for 6 months, only 6 meses. So 6 meses, only 6 months. Solamente. Anyways, I'll play with that because that's what usually happens is I can't remember if only 6 months is so or solamente. I'll ask it. I'm going to keep it because I'm going to play around. But anyways, so that's where I'm at. Vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation. 3 big things. So we'll see if those 3 things can improve over the next year. And anyways, that's a little bit of a taste of what I'm doing. And I hope you kind of enjoy this and make some comments below. Show some support, at least. I'll try to make my Portuguese better this year with some accountability and a little bit of support and help with you guys. So don't discourage me, please. All right.